I'm actually at RJR Prop House in Atlanta, taking home a bunch of e-waste. But this place is cool. Holy crap, this place is cool. Wow. Look at that. This right here is really cool. This was made for a movie. I forget what movie it was in, but it was in an actual movie. This is neat. Same thing with that one.
LC.
Yeah, there's a pair of LCDs in here, but they've got these little paper. That's not even, that's like cardstock.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That makes sense. Like, at least you have one screen that looks like it's actually interactable.
Just keep boxing it back together.
Yeah, but when it comes to any kind of a show it's on it, it's barely going to see it anyway because they'll edit a lot of that out.
Yeah, I think Digi storage, Digi personal depth station 5025. That's some big wires. Here, let me get this out of the way.
This is so cool. I kind of wonder. Yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah.
Bunch of that, but there's only so much usage for that. And
Godzilla
one
reboot.
of the hot things with units like these is to make them playback capable. So we ended up doing, it's a bit tight on the top. So it was a semi-practical application. So this was used as a point of reference for the mid-range computer appliances, mid-frames, and terminals. This was hot shit back in the early 2000s, but now it's pretty much on hard to push it all. So Sal, you talk with him on the phone. He went through these, testing them, checking the caps one by one. We were able to get out of our entire inventory of 200 AT420s, one pallet's worth, and we're going to sell these off because it would be absurd. But I also know that it would be almost worse to just scrap them all. Else they can't. This unit over here has never actually been seen on the big screen because every single production that's rented has been canceled before it hit the box office or streaming service. This is the crap.
Oh wow.
Been premiered on anything.
That thing is old. What is
It
that?
took me just about a year to get the whole thing up and running, and
Oh yeah, it's another one of those broadcast monitors. Ooh, CRT has seen better days. That's blow off.
actually going to be getting those little industrial keyboards because I've got a stack of single board computers and pipelines back here driving the whole nightmare. And yes, it is even more jank in the back because I needed I/O to route to the back on these
What is in here? Huh, that's kind of cool. So, nothing.
On the back. It is a nightmare, but it works.
No, it's sort of cool to see something like that.
Ooh, look at the burn in on that one.
And I see ingenuity and creativity.
That's what I see. Ingenuity and creativity.
Same thing. These are
This stuff
jump
just
seats.
kind of blows my mind.
These are a couple jump seats for jets and planes and that sort of thing. Got a couple X-ray baggage scanners and L'Oreal.
It's all props used in big screen movies and TV shows. Like the MacGyver reboot was some of this stuff was used on.
Yeah, we've got actually fake 42Us used for a single one-time show for a company called EMC Squared. I think the
Some
company's
random
not
picture
since,
tube.
but they had a stupid large marketing firm in
It's a black and white.
Spare servers and the like. Over here we have some additional medical equipment, a couple more X-ray baggage scanners. Zazzaloff Warner Brothers. They love to say that it came that way. This one came, actually, I've tried to repair it a few times. It uses an x86 embedded PC under there, a VIO C3 derivative, and a CF card based solid state storage. And once these
Model M.
connectors all driving the various parts of it, and of course has the VGA output. But whatever they apply to it in terms of voltage, apply the motors, apply the power supply for the PC inside, most of it is dead. And anyone need some bare color CRTs?
I think some of those were black and white. Well, I just took a gander over there, and some of those look like they're black and white.
13-inch color. I have no idea what spec on it is otherwise, because this was clearly extended 80, so I can offload them to
Jeez.
some enthusiasts who could actually use them, instead of sending them to recycling, because again, big shame. I don't think there's anything interest out there other than a smart projector with a short throw. Oh right, any of y'all need any up-to-date 320s? They're working.
That's a lot of printers.
Well, they were slowly selling during the don't need no one getting AIDS. We have a metric ton of hospital beds that have been used for. I genuinely don't know how many productions at this point. They've been in music videos, they've been in TV shows, movies, and yes, the dissatisfying reboot of MacGyver. Because occasionally they needed hospital beds, and they were filming here in Atlanta. So
Yeah, I've heard about that. They've had episodes here that were filmed here.
So naturally, they would rent medical equipment from us. Want to take a guess on what CPU powers this thing? If you guessed i486, you'd be right. Here is a Zilog Z80.
Z80.
These phones, which were like colorful and, of course, translucent plastics.
Well, of course, those are the popular ones.
Actually, a couple of the wives ended up coming, and they wanted the colorful phones to use for VoIP. Yeah, I think this was actually from a prison here in Atlanta. Don't tell them we have it. I think this.
Well, that's fine. I got prison book laptops, so we're good.
So this is our last 90s phone.
You?
What?
You have a prison laptop?
I got like 4 of them.
This phone, as you can probably tell by the color scheme. Bad boys. So it was one of our worst units because these actually rent. People love a payphone for a period piece. What he ended up doing was refurbishing it into better state than either of these and hooking it up to his telecom equipment. Yeah. And I think it's going to be in the next CCF Southeast.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep an eye out for one. They pop up every once in a while.
Oh gosh, and there is, I believe, a compact with. Nope, that stack of ADB keyboard is not moving. There's a compact Rosario right in here that does not exist on the internet. I can just edit it.
Really?
Here, let me just get this keyboard box down.
Yeah, well, you see a lot of stuff that was around in the 80s and in some 2000. Oh, yeah, that's
I don't
rare.
have any data on this.
Yeah, that's rare. I've never seen one.
I have no idea what it is or how much it's worth. I only found this yesterday.
What's his name? LGR.
LGR.
The YouTuber.
Yeah.
He does a lot of like stuff, really funky stuff, like the cup holder tray, and he'll do all kinds of funky bits.
Desktop I've seen him even remotely similar to this is the Pioneer branded Macintosh phone.
Yep, I see those at VCFs.
A bit more and see if I can
Whoa.
find any info on it.
Oh, dang, I have the RCA version of that TV.
Yeah, it is a weird looking thing, and I would love to get more info on it to see, like, if it's worth keeping around, or if it makes more sense to sell it, or to just give it away. Because
X-ray.
I'm just gonna be
What
curt here.
the
I have
hell?
no freaking idea.
What?
Like, it's clearly not that old if it's given the IO.
That one's been converted. The modern LCD.
You got your serial, your LTP. So,
This is
given the design of it, and what I know
RJR
about the
Prop
Star
House
series, it
in Atlanta, Georgia.
from the 90s era or the late 3-1 era.
Yeah, definitely.
I have to know, because AICP.
I wonder what that's about.
Because if this sleep button is here, that would mean it has to support the AICP module, which means it would have to be either 95 OSR2 or 98.
Still has all the original parts on that one.
AICP
TI-994A.
until 1996. I also take I'm a vested interest in weird operating systems, and 9X fits bill. It was pretty widespread adoption, but
So what's with the green tape on the screens?
that was used as a reference for the VFX department, because one of the issues with filming CRTs
It's the refresh rate.
the refresh rate and synchronizing it to the camera, because the cameras
24 frames per second.
or 23.98. Adobe's favorite. I should know. I use After Effects and Premiere Pro. More often than not, it's actually easier just to put some reference markers on there and add it in post.
ADM3A.
Now, I am trying to convince my dad to downsize on some of these monitors, because, like you mentioned, the trauma response with hoarding that led to this in the first place. Because, frankly, I don't even know if these are terminals or monitors. I only just got an inventory of that yesterday.
Absolutely.
By the way, do you know anyone who would be interested in typewriters?
Not me personally.
I mean, no, not you, but like just in general.
We have very little interest in our group.
Okay.
And what interest there is usually on unique typewriters. I've been trying to get rid of my IBM Select Type.
Selectrics.
Yeah, Selectric as well. I've got one.
Okay.
Because really, like, I want to get one of these
Yeah.
and get rid of that.
Yeah, the Selectrics are not that pretty to look at. Because IBM Excel
Predicta.
aesthetic is not one of them.
Well, it's just so heavy, and that's my issue is that it's big. And
Never seen that version of Magnavox
I
before.
don't want to. If I'm gonna have a typewriter, I'm not.
Yeah, plus they're pretty.
Yeah.
And
And also they don't require as much maintenance as these electrics. So these IBM require maintenance.
did I mention we have printers?
No, I think that's the first I've heard of it.
A couple of Motorola codecs modems up there, if you know anyone who wants who needs a modem for
So did you say you had printers?
Yes,
What about terminals to go with those printers?
of course. This over here is actually five little turntables over here among the televisions, because
Dark
actually
over
those
here.
two go 2 and 2. What the fuck? What did this get in here? Do I need a stack of writable DVDs?
Nope. Same.
Gone there.
This is
Hold on, TV.
Oh god.
I almost got one of these too.
So many people
holy PVMs, Batman.
yeah, that is not.
It's a production room. This is wee.
So they had composite everything in post. That was so fun.
One of these came up on Facebook.
Broadcast monitors, vector scopes.
It was like $20.
Huh.
Where I got my
Oh, that's cool.
where I got my
Little protocol. This thing's tiny. My hand for reference. I kind of want one of those because it's cute, but I'll never, ever, 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 ever do anything with it. So,
well, the rest of it. Nice actually. I'll be guiding me through the process, which is great, because my first response with the shattered power book that came
That is an old Dell. Another ADM 3A. What the? Data did what? Huh. CRT. It's a very weird design. Another PVMs. More PVMs, more of whatever those are. Yeah, this is... I think that's it. That's all we got. I've worked on one of those before.
There's just not enough money in it. They're pretty small scale anyways. Wait, is that another XPI back there?
Where?
Oh, no. Just a
Motorola radio. Yeah, these are like police computers.
That was actually originally from the APD and was liquidated, and we got a hold of it.
Wow.
Sal actually, he's not as skilled at refurbished
Oh, hey.
and solder work.
I have one of those.
Believe
Watch
it or not,
cam.
That was working. I don't know if it still is, but Sal was actually able to get this KDT 480 up and running.
Snow Kitty says they're terminals.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'll see if I can pawn them off on someone. I put them up on the Facebook Marketplace for free, but I sincerely doubt anyone's gonna bite.
Oh, hey, you do have zip drives. See? See?
Gosh darn it!
You have zips. They're right there.
Excuse me, I need to go burn the whole place.
Zip drives are not that bad.
They're not
Mostly.
bad, but
Whoa.
when I started using them as a youth,
Whoa.
they were
Some kind of prop, but I don't know what this would have been used for. Yep. That is so bright. It's coming off my shirt. Wow. That is neat. Now that the power's on, we can actually get to see what this stuff does. Oh, yeah, that one's got vinegar syndrome.
Not something you could find in the United States. Is anything named the Winford Next Door Beatles.
Okay.
Was Hunger Games a TV show or was it a movie?
It was a movie. It was that one with oh my gosh, who's calling me?
And this was all used in
With
Hunger Games.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. It was first a book. A series of books. Sort of post-apocalypse. Tell that there was an apocalypse, but very.
The undertones of it.
Yeah.
It's almost like Fallout in a way.
Yeah, except that it was very authoritarian. You had classes, you had districts, and they all had to supply the main district, and it was basically like she ended up, and they had like this Coliseum kind of thing where everyone was entertained by this people fighting each other and surviving, and
Don't forget they're all kids. But yeah, they just love the blinking lights, and most of it is
More circuit boards. Hey, strawberry. I'm at keyboard.
hidden here, like a bunch of PCI cards and RAM expansion boards, and I have no idea where they even got half of these, because these are some weird freaking boards.
I feel like these flickering LEDs were done on purpose
They were.
to make it look like, oh, well, there was damage to the lab and it's now post-apocalyptic.
It's spooky. But yeah, most of the Hunger Games stuff they fabricated, but these two, I can't get in there. Just has a bunch of PCI cards, and I have no idea what this RAM expansion module even goes to. I can only just tell with the quantity of SRAM cells that there was a RAM expansion card in the first place. So the entire film industry as a whole is just pretty wild.
yeah, we actually live right down the street from where they did the filming for when they're first placed in the lagoon.
VFD
Yeah.
clock.
And they had to go run away.
Recognizable site, like There's a local artist called The Baby who filmed over at Oglethorpe University doing a sort of spoof of the Nutty Professor, except instead of taking an elixir that made him skinny, this one turned him fat.
Yeah.
And he's just bouncing all over Oglethorpe University. I'm around DeKalb, I think. DeKalb? No, it's near Brookhaven. That is an AST 286. I have no idea what's under the hood. I am trying to get my dad to let it go because, despite what he thinks, this is never rented. Most of this stuff is never rented. The VT101s are probably going to go on eBay because they're VT101s. But the
This is cool because I've never seen a computer with a CRT on the right-hand side built in like that.
yeah, at first I didn't even realize it was a computer till I saw the standardized television right now.
Whoa.
Most of these are original applause signs from the Tonight Show, on air, that sort of thing. Why isn't it turning on? Oh, there we go. We did have to replace a lot of the bulbs with LEDs just because the last thing we need are these things catching on fire again.
Yeah, it's a liability.
Yeah, because if you think about it, these things actually caught up on fire quite frequently when they
That's
were
a
in use.
big camera.
There's burn marks inside of them, which is, I might find it inherently funny, but I have a weird sense of humor. But all these are originals. None of these are reproductions. Most of these were on. Well, actually, I can. If either of y'all are interested in any of the history of this, this camera collection came from a guy who worked on for ABC, NBC, 20th Century, and Warner Brothers back in the 60s. A few of these are color. A lot of these aren't, especially the older ones in the back that you can see sort of rusting and rotting on the shelf back there. And unlike most of the 42Us and other rack mounts back there, the gap on these shelves are actually original, because those are the playback stacks and the what they used to transcode the signal in real time back in the day. And of course, yes, they're powered by Trinitrons. Everything's Trinitron. Maybe the Trinitron was the friends we made along the way. This is a little
8XP4 maybe?
a little period incorrect for the teleprompter, but
That's been converted.
let's be honest. The CRT, trying to mount a CRT on these is not worthwhile. So
No.
so we jerry-rigged in some LCDs to make it easier for filming, because when you're filming on a screen, it's always better if it's an LCD. Otherwise you have the whole scrolling shutter lines on a CD printed. And inside of it is a Raspberry Pi using the Pi camera on the end. And it has an HDMI output.
On a 50s or 40s camera, that's hilarious.
Yeah, because one of the funny things is most people don't have the equipment to handle most of these. So,
Right.
when you have biopics, you either have to rent out all these stacks back here to convert the signal over, or what you do with some of these is you modify them and you find a whole like a big spool of wire over there. Bring that. Limited applicability for them, just because most productions don't.
What are these, like camera robots?
Bomb disposal robots.
That is actually a decommissioned bomb disposal robot from the Atlanta Police Department. And it was briefly working, as you can see with the controller over there. It was actually one of Andy's projects. He was able to rewire it and get it up and working, and until a production destroyed it.
Oh, of course.
We were able to get it back into physical shape, but we cannot get it to move anymore. Unfortunately, this old beauty is no longer with us. And if you stare at these too long, the lights will flicker and the little creepy dolls will disappear. because one of the neat things about film is the liability for keeping it brands or knockoffs. Like this AEE is a knockoff of
TGI.
yeah. We actually have one of those. Their first 4K drone camera, but someone from the group actually saw it and is like, "Can I have that?" And we're like, "Sure." It was because the gimbal portion was busted, so there's no resale value, but we can certainly offer it up to other people. And this is what I'm talking about with other people in the arts department. So A00, I sell hose, 69 boobies. We always have to flip this one upside down when we rent it to a set with kids. But yeah, most productions do not have the overhead to lug a 42U onto set. So
No.
these exist. These are narrow. They're only a few inches thick. They are lightweight. They're wood.
And from a distance, they look real, and that's the effect they're going after.
And if you look too closely, we get sued.
Ooh.
And I don't know if any of y'all will appreciate it, but we got some elevator panels over here.
Oh,
I can just plug them in.
we're just missing the music. What floor are you getting off of? 9?
69. Apparently,
Let's see. 69.
So
That took way too long to do.
So most of these are rigged for practical because, believe it or not, it is a nightmare to film in a real elevator.
Yeah. How do you get a camera in there?
Yeah, plus you don't have electrical outlets, so what most productions do is they build a fake one. Even the low budget TV shows, they build a fake one.
I remember seeing something like that in the movie 2012.
That was actually from 2012, I believe.
Wow.
That was sold off at auction.
I love that movie.
This one's another, what's it called? Suicide Squad reboot. They made a custom panel for theirs, and we might have stolen this. I
69.
wouldn't press them. The glue's coming apart.
Ooh.
But they made a custom one because they wanted a bunch of very non-standard buttons on here, like Parada and Dirty Little Secrets, and they used that sort of to segment the movie into chapters, and they used it as a sort of fun little graphic, but it was entirely practical. And this is on our ENG camera collection. Most of these are real and original. It's used for paparazzi, that kind of thing. The vintage ones are fun because obviously we can't get film for it anymore, but everyone loves the look of it. Those were the paparazzis. These are the ENGs. And these are actually real because the overhead to make reproductions of these is an absolute nightmare.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine.
And there's just so many of these floating around that it's actually easier for prop houses to just stop them. Yeah.
Is that a TV inside that little guy?
Down where?
Right here.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
That's kind of cool looking. I like the case.
Yeah, because some of the viewfinders have actual CRTs inside.
Right.
So a couple of them gone vinegary, but very few of them actually get used. Like this one over here is actually from Georgia Public Broadcasting, which is getting going on nobody's shoulders. We got a robot camera up in here. If I can get it free. Is this the robot or the general?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this thing came in pieces because this doesn't have enough ability to really process its own signal. So this is just the bare basics to capture image in the first place. This is from, I actually have some of the footage of it somewhere. This was occasionally deployed for surveillance cameras back in World War II. And you'll see why in a moment. A lot of money. Lots and lots of fake money. Because it's impractical to carry around $1 billion on set. That shit's gonna get swiped in a minute.
Exactly.
So
this is what you see in the movies.
yeah. We have to do multiple grades too, depending on what they're looking at. So like for instance,
Wow.
Well, you can't just make straight replicas of it either because
It's like
that's
Fast and the
counterfeit.
Furious. Too large.
Yeah, so you end up having to work with either on one-sided if it's too realistic, the images on it, so you can't actually full print them.
Right.
Due to
Yep.
law, until the law and things like that. Some of us have to obey that apparently. But if it's unrealistic enough, like there's enough details that don't quite match up, or it's completely remade, then you can considered.
Oh yeah, the fake little bomb. Oh boy, the plague capacitors
Oh
left
gosh.
over from a motherboard. That's funny.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's so I had to end the video there because there's a lot of things in that room that does not need to be on camera because of demonetization reasons. I'll just leave it at that. Anywho's, that was a fun trip. They were telling me that the prop house industry is dying. And I remember Shango066 made a video on this very same subject at his prop house out in LA. And it's dying over here too in Atlanta. So it's an unfortunate reality. But it's cool to actually see stuff there that was used on set at TV shows, movies, stuff like that. Some of the ones I've seen. It's crazy. But anyways, what I really wanted to show as well is I picked up some of this junk because I don't know if any of these were used on screen. Not likely. Maybe some of them were because I've seen brand names taped over some of them. So yeah, they were. Some of them probably were, but not all of them. So anyways, they were all gotten rid of, and I decided to pick a few up. They're not all for me. I picked up a couple for myself, but I picked up some other ones for other people that I need to ship out. So. And there's our big stack of laptops. So, I was going to finish this video, but before I do, there is one thing I do want to mention, and I unfortunately stacked laptops on top of it, but this laptop here, you see a little piece of tape hanging out. Well, there is tape over the branding. So that means at one point that was used on set. Who knows what, but it was. We will come back to these in a later videos. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's something a little different. I've never been to a prop house, and actually seeing that was neat. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching.